Hey everyone! Before we get started, I'll show you the 10 topics we'll cover today. Feel free to skip ahead to any sections that interest you. First, blending two images. Second, blending text with an image. Third, selecting colors outside Photoshop. Fourth, creating perspective text. Fifth, overlaying text with an outline. Sixth, placing a design in a mockup. Seventh, removing a black background. Eighth, making a smooth selection. Ninth, adding a shadow. Lastly, converting a signature to digital. All right, let's jump right in. Our first topic is blending two images. We already have two images open, the sky as our background and the moon as the subject we want to blend in. Now let's select the subject using the elliptical marquee tool. If your subject has a more complex shape, you can use the lasso tool instead. Once selected, copy the subject. Now paste it onto the background. With both layers selected, go to Edit menu, Auto Blend Layers, Stack Images, then click OK. Next topic is blending text with an image. Choose an image and add some text. Right-click the text layer and select Blending Options. Before we go to next step, here's a quick explanation of how BlendIf works. Current layer controls which parts of the selected layer are hidden based on its brightness, while underlying layer, which is the forest image, shows or hides the current layer based on the brightness of the layer below it. Each has two sliders. Black slider affects darker areas and white slider affects lighter areas. To create a smoother blend, use split sliders. Hold Alt or Option while dragging a slider to split it. This creates a smoother blend by feathering the transition between hidden and visible areas. Then click OK. A quick tip to add ease to your workflow. Selecting colors outside Photoshop. We have here the Photoshop interface and a photo open. Select the eyedropper tool. Click and hold, then drag your cursor outside the Photoshop window. Notice how the foreground color updates as you move the cursor? Topic number 4, creating perspective text. Open up an image and add text. Hold Ctrl or Command and click on the text layer thumbnail to select the text pixels. copy the text, then deselect it. Hide the text layer by clicking the eye icon next to it in the Layers panel. Create a new layer for your perspective text. Next, open the Vanishing Point tool by going to Filter, Vanishing Point, or press Alt-Control-V. In the Vanishing Point workspace, choose the Create Plane tool. Then click 4 points along the perspective lines to define your plane. To adjust the plane points, hold Control or Command. Now, paste your text and drag it into the defined plane. Use the Transform tool to further tweak the size and positioning if needed. Once you're happy with the alignment, click OK to apply the adjustments. Next topic, overlay text outline. Open your subject image and add the text you want. Now, we need to select the subject. Go to the Select menu and choose Subject. If Photoshop misses any part, no worries. Grab the Quick Selection tool from the toolbar and fine-tune the selection. Once your subject is selected, press Ctrl or Command-J. This will copy the selection to a new layer. Move the subject layer to the top so it sits above the text layer. Let's duplicate the text, move the layer to topmost, right-click and choose Convert to Shape. Now click Path Selection tool in the toolbar, then change the fill and stroke color of the text. Finally, let's link the two text layers together. Select both text layers. Right-click, then Link Layers. This keeps everything in sync. Topic number 6, placing a design in a mockup. Open your subject image. We'll be using with the rectangle tool here. You can find it in the toolbar or press U on your keyboard. Draw a shape that matches the subject. Right-click on the rectangle shape layer and select Convert to Smart Object. This will allow you to edit the design easily later. Adjust the points of the shape. Make sure the shape aligns nicely with the part of the image where you want to place the design. Hold Ctrl or Command and click on any of the points to move them individually. To change the design, double-click on the layer thumbnail. This will open a new tab where you can place your design. Once you've added the new design, just press Ctrl or Command-S to save it. Every time you update the design, it will automatically fit into the same place without needing to realign it. If needed, you can adjust curves until it looks just right. Take your time until you achieve the desired effect. Next topic, how to remove a black background. Double-click the image layer to unlock. Now head over to the Channels tab. Click on the red channel to highlight it. Hold Ctrl or Command and click on the red channel thumbnail. This selects areas with red tones. Switch back to the Layers tab. At the bottom, click on that new fill layer icon and choose Solid Color. When the color picker pops up, set the color to red and hit OK. Now we need to repeat that same process for the green and blue channels. In this example, though, we don't have enough green, so we'll skip that step. Basically, this image leans more towards red and blue tones. All right. Now let's hide the original background image. Just click the eye icon next to it. After that, select all the solid fill layers and merge them into one. Okay, almost done. Right-click on the merged layer, go to Blending Options, and select the Color Overlay tab. Change the color to white, then click OK to apply. Topic number 8, Smooth Selection. First, select your subject using the Selection tool. Next, click Layer Mask to mask the subject. Let's add a dark background behind it so we can see the edges better. Hold Ctrl or Command and click the layer mask to reselect the subject. Then press Ctrl or Command, Alt, R to open the Select and Mask panel. In this panel, let's tweak the Smooth, Feather, and Contrast sliders. Smooth evens out irregular lines and jagged edges in your selection. Feather softens the edge by blending it with the background, giving a subtle transition. Contrast sharpens the edge, making it more defined by reducing the soft transition. Play around with these sliders until you get a result that looks clean and professional. Once you're satisfied, click OK. Topic number 9, Adding Shadow. Open your subject image and add a new layer. Select Brush tool. Instead of using a simple circle-shaped brush, adjust the shape to match the subject. This ensures the shadow follows the correct angle and looks more natural. Also, it's much easier to clean up. Adjust levels and opacity if needed. last topic, convert signature to digital. Let's start by going to the Channels tab. Duplicate the red channel and hide the other channels to view only the duplicated one. Navigate to Image, Adjustments, then Curves. Adjust the curve to make only the black areas visible. Click the Load Channel as selection icon at the bottom of the Channels panel. After that, delete the duplicated channel to clean things up. Head over to Select and click Inverse. This will flip the selection, so we're working on everything but the background. Next, let's switch to Layers tab. Click on the Create New Fill icon and select Solid Color. Let's set to Color Black. And that wraps up our 10 Photoshop tips for beginners. I hope you found these tips helpful and that they make your editing journey a little easier. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more tutorials. If you have any feedback or questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, stay creative.